You're standing in line. Your phone is at 1%. There is nothing to look at, nothing to read, nothing to do. And within seconds, something in your chest starts to itch. That itch has a name. Scientists call it boredom. You call it unbearable. But here's the strange part. Boredom isn't just an empty feeling, it's a warning signal. And the way you respond to it might be one of the most revealing things about who you are. In 2014, psychologist Timothy Wilson at the University of Virginia ran an experiment that sounds almost too simple to matter. He put people alone in a room. No phone, no book. Just a chair, 4 walls, and their own thoughts. 6 to 15 minutes. That's it. Most people hated it. Not mildly disliked it. Hated it. So Wilson raised the stakes. He gave the same participants a button that delivered a mild electric shock, just to see what would happen, and a quarter of them pressed it. They chose pain over their own unoccupied mind. Read that again. They chose pain over boredom. Why would a feeling so quiet, so seemingly harmless, be more unbearable than physical pain? To understand that, you have to go back. Not centuries, hundreds of thousands of years. Your ancestors didn't experience boredom the way you do. For most of human history, there was always something that needed doing. Gather food, watch for predators, track the weather, tend the fire before it died. Idle hands meant a starving stomach or a sudden death. Boredom in that world wasn't a mood. It was a malfunction, a signal that something in your environment had gone wrong, and you needed to fix it immediately. Your brain still runs on that ancient code. It hasn't caught up to elevators, waiting rooms, or 15-minute breaks with nothing to scroll. When boredom hits, your nervous system reads it as danger. Not danger from a predator. Danger from wasted time, wasted potential. A life slipping by unused. That's the part nobody tells you about boredom. It's not the absence of stimulation. It's the presence of pressure. Your brain is yelling at you to do something, anything, before the moment is gone for good. Psychologist Aaron Westgate, who studies boredom at the University of Florida, describes it as a signal failure between what you're doing and what you actually want to be doing. Not a void, a mismatch. You're not bored because nothing is happening. You're bored because nothing happening means anything to you right now. That reframes everything. Boredom isn't empty time. It's a mirror. It shows you in real time how disconnected you've become from your own goals. And here's where it gets dangerous. Because when that mismatch becomes unbearable, you don't usually sit with it. You reach for your phone, you scroll, you snack, you start an argument you didn't need to start. Some people gamble, some people drink. Some people just disappear into hours of content they won't remember tomorrow. All of it the brain's frantic attempt to patch the discomfort fast without asking what the discomfort was actually telling you. Psychologist Sandy Mann has spent years studying this exact pattern. In her research, she found something most people never expect. Boredom, left alone, without an escape hatch, often leads to more creative thinking, not less. In one of her studies, participants who were deliberately bored before a task came up with more original ideas than those who weren't. Their minds, starved of input, started generating their own. Which means the thing you're running from might be the same thing your best ideas are hiding inside. Think about that for a second. Some of your most original thoughts, the ones that don't come from a screen or a conversation or a search bar, only show up when there's nothing else competing for your attention. Boredom forces your brain to look inward because there's nowhere else left to look. But most people never let it get that far. The moment the itch starts, the phone comes out. The mismatch gets papered over instead of solved. And the signal, the one trying to tell you something about your life, gets muted before you ever hear what it was saying. This is the twist almost nobody talks about. Boredom isn't dangerous because it feels bad. It's dangerous because it's so easy to silence. And every time you silence it instead of listening to it, you lose a small chance to course correct. A small chance to notice that the job, the relationship, the routine isn't actually pointed where you want to go. Multiply that by every bored moment you've scrolled past this year, this month, today. Now think about your ancestors again. They didn't have a phone to escape into. When the itch of boredom hit, They had to act on it directly. Find food, build something, move toward the thing that solved the actual problem. Their boredom had nowhere to hide, so it always pointed somewhere useful. Yours has 100 hiding places. Every one of them costs you the signal. So what do you do with that? Not nothing. The next time that itch starts, in line, in a waiting room, at 1% battery, try not reaching for the patch. Sit with it for 60 seconds. Ask yourself what, specifically, feels mismatched right now. Not in your life in general, right now, in this moment. Often the answer is small, sometimes it's not. That's the part your ancestors understood instinctively and you've had to relearn. Boredom was never your enemy. It was your compass. It was the one feeling built specifically to tell you when you drifted from what mattered. You're standing in line. Your phone is at 1%. There's nothing to look at, nothing to read, nothing to do. And for the first time, instead of an itch, it feels like a question worth answering.